How's it going, everybody? Driver 53 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at when is the best time to use a weeder in your fields to help get rid of all those pesky weeds. Now, we know that if you plow your fields, you're not going to have to use a weeder at all, but we know that with precision farming, plowing doesn't necessarily give us the best environmental score. And we want to see exactly what the score is going to be whenever we use a weeder here. We know that with herbicide, you're going to get a perfect 30 on that section of the score. And we just wonder exactly what score you're going to get whenever you use a weeder. Now, there's two different times that you can use the weeder. One is going to be right now before anything starts to grow. I know it seems broken, but it is able to be done right now, right after you put the seeds in the ground. So we're going to do that for one of our tests. And the second test that we're going to do is run this weeder through the field after those weeds are first grown. They're in this small status. But to start out the test, what we're going to do is do absolutely nothing to this field at all. And we're going to see what our yield is, what our environmental score is, and what our bonus is in our precision farming. And what I mean by that is if you take a look at the environmental score right now, underneath all those bars, you can see your environmental score increases your sell price by 6%. That's because I have a score of 70 right now and I don't have any nitrogen in my field. Now, I do have a fertilizer spreader right over there. We've got a sensor on the front, so we're going to be putting the fertilizer on the ground and the field once the crop starts to grow, and then that's going to bring that score up once we harvest. So we're going to put the fertilizer on, do nothing else with weeds, and then we're going to harvest it at the end, see what our yield is, and we're going to see what our environmental score is and that bonus percentage. Then we're going to come back and we are going to run the test with weeding right now, and then see exactly what that does to our score and our yield. And then we're going to do it at the proper time that I think most people would do it. That's after your crops start to grow. And we're going to see exactly what that does too. All right, everybody, we are done with all three of these tests right here. And let's go ahead and jump into the first one. And that was going to be doing absolutely nothing to this field at all, other than adding the fertilizer that we needed to. And for our yield, we had 8,843. Our environmental score was 100 and our selling bonus was 15%. And these values are the exact same from whenever we did the previous video taking a look at spot spraying and whether or not it was going to reduce your yield. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and check out the video up above. The next test we did here was we went ahead and weeded the entire field directly after seeding. This is before we put any fertilizer on the ground. Our yield was 9,275. Now this yield is about 100 liters less than whenever we did our spot spraying video because we had about 9,378 in that video. So I'm not sure exactly why we're getting about 100 liters less, but we did. So maybe weeding takes a little bit of the crop out. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there, but our environmental score now is only 92 points and our bonus is only 13%. So if you want to spend the money on the herbicide, maybe that's the way to go. You're going to get a little bit better environmental score and you're going to be able to get that bonus. But I understand if you don't want to put that down or you don't have the money for the chemicals, things like that, weeding is still an option. You're not going to get as good an environmental score, but you're still going to get 13%. And the last test here was let the crops grow for 1 month whenever they are in a small status, the weeds that is, and then we were going to go ahead and weed the entire field and then let the crops grow the rest of the time. We're running oats here, so that was 4 months. And our yield on this was 9,340. We did have an environmental score of 92 and a bonus of 13%. So both ways that we did the weeding here produced the same environmental score and the same selling bonus. So that's good. There's no advantage one way or the other there. But on this one, you did end up with about 65 more liters over this field. Now, that's not a huge difference, but it is a little bit of a difference, and I can't explain why. So in summary, everybody, I don't think there's really a big difference on when you want to go ahead and weed your field. Now, if you just want to go ahead and get it done out of the way, that way you're not having to worry about coming back the next month and taking care of this. You just get it all done on the very first day. I think that's totally acceptable and perfectly fine. The difference in the yield here is so small that I don't think it's a big thing. I mean, if you look at the entire field, we had 9,300 liters basically, and only 60 of those was the difference in the two different ways that we did the weeding here. So I don't think it's a big difference, and I don't think there's a preference on when you weed. So that's going to be it for today, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, go and give it a thumbs up if you would. If you want to stay up to date on all my future precision farming videos here on the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell too. And while you're waiting on some of those future videos, go and check out one of these other two right here. Have a great day, night, evening, everybody. Until next time, this is Driver53, signing off.